Meow, 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 meow. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Things are a bit, shall we say, different. Welcome to the Domino House. My name is Lux Domino. I am your Sherpa of streaming? Summer Sherpa of streaming? We are happy Thursday, number one. As you can tell, we no longer have, well, we used to have greenery behind us. That went away. We no longer have lights behind me right here. I've been trying to take stuff down. Mrs. D and I are in the process of moving, which is good. We actually go through our house, inspect our house tomorrow. Let me get back to my chat window. Sorry, hold on. So that's a good thing. However, I have started to, and Mrs. D has done the bulk of the work. It seems like, but she's been doing great, but boxing stuff up. And little by little, I have been boxing up this room, our office slash game room slash lounge. No, that would be the lounge. Anyway, you don't want to know this. But I do have a surprise. We no longer have, we're losing a couple of things, like the light there and the light there, and we lost a light over there. The sign's still there, but that could be going anytime soon. So for those of you who appreciate lights, oh, let me try this again. It's like one of those Christmas light fails. For those of you who enjoy lights, ooh, Mrs. D got me that for Christmas, I believe, and it's usually not on. It's usually not on because one of the cycles is it's on a flicker because it's LED. So, and it's not made for film like the other LED tubes. And that one even flickers up there. And I have yet to dial in a good shutter speed to make that go away. So, but yeah, you have an activity light down here. Just kind of Star Trekking away. How are you, my friends? Good to see you. I feel like that was a really odd introduction. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Lux. I'm a family-friendly streamer. I play a lot of PGA Tour 2K25, although I am a former FPS stud. At least that's what my wife calls me. This is not how you start a good stream. So I also, by the way, my key light is over here. This might be really nerdy for some of you. I'm using my wall as a diffuser, essentially. And then there's a big black curtain here. You see it kind of in all the videos and stuff. That is acting, the film term is a flag. So a flag's job is, or negative fill, is adding negative fill. Not to be confused with Phil Negative, who I believe was the bass player for, no, I'm just kidding. This is how you lose subscribers. So the key light is shining up, diffusing on the wall, and I readjusted it. Normally I have it so that the negative fill is kind of like cutting it off for this side, because it can get too much over here on this side and not enough on this side. So you kind of want even wrapping, but I also like a little bit of what they call Rembrandt. So like this is the bright side, this is the darker side, and then there's a triangle of light that he often used to show depth in his paintings. Film School 101 there for you. So I did maneuver that and turn it up so it kind of illuminates the whole room. So if I'm completely washed out right now, I don't think I am, but I guess I better check how I look on phone. The majority of people watch me on phone, by the way. It just in case you were wondering about analytics. That's actually not too bad. I'm not completely washed out. Of course, I did tune into it, and I was looking down. No, it looks pretty even. Sweet. we are going to, I realize that most of you have not seen me win a lot of matches in PGA Tour 2K25. That's my mistake. I shouldn't make you suffer for it. However, I will say that before we get started in ranked play, I just a little bird told me that that the Steam Summer Sale was coming up, and for those of you who don't know, Steam is a PC game or app store that the majority of gamers use for their games, to launch their games and buy their games. So Summer Sale is like Christmas in July for gamers, PC gamers, because they put pretty much every developer that has a game on Steam will throw it onto sale, 10% off, 15% off, sometimes crazy, like 95% off. But I wanted to go through it just because if I have someone jump in chat and say, hey, you have to play this game, there might be games that I've missed that I didn't know about, but because of you. So we're going to go through that first. And then, and typically, looking at the analytics of the streams, typically there's not a lot of people watching right now. Except for like someone like you, Gladjo. Lux, you're right there. You're right, that intro was geeky. Sorry about that, Gladjo. Appreciate the view, though. So we're going to go through some Steam Summer Sale. If you see anything, or if you know of a game, jump in the chat and let me know, because there might be something that I overlook that is a completely great game. But let's find out. So, Steam Summer Sale. Excuse me while I yawn. That's so vulgar. I know for sure Elden Ring, not my style of game. I know for sure that there is one title that I have had in my wish list that I'm really, because I grew up with the series, I am excited for. And let's see if I think it's in the featured section. It is. Which one of these three do you think I'm talking about? Well, it gives it away because it's on my wish list. Yeah, I really enjoy, when I was a kid, Indiana Jones was like so good. So it's on my wish list. Let's see how much I have to get the chat doc back. Come on, chat doc. There it is. It originally $70, which, by the way, why do games keep on going up? Please, someone stop the madness. $55.99. I'm gonna wait one more cycle. I know that this game it's gotten very positive reviews. For everybody who's played it, who I trust. What's his bucket did the film, or the voice acting for it. Troy did that. Why can't I think of his last name? Nathan Drake did the voice acting, and he sounds so much Troy Baker. Wow. He sounds so much like Harrison Ford. It's a really great acting, and it's not all gunplay. Like you can stealth your way through. You can use objects around you. You can use your whip to pull things down. It's really great. However, I think it is too. I don't think you were into Hello Kitty. That's true. That's probably a very astute. I was not into Hello Kitty. You are right. I'm gonna wait though. $56. I know it's probably worth it, but I'm gonna wait for the next cycle until it's like 40, and then get it then. if I had a big screen experience, the Horizon games are great on big screen. So that's the featured stuff. I don't think any of the deep discount, although there might be some in here, but in the longer list. Jurassic World, not so much. I'm trying to also remember what Amazon Prime games I've gotten with Prime Gaming. There's been a lot. There's been well, I shouldn't say a lot. There's been a couple that I've been really excited to get, but yeah, not the featured ones, I don't think. So let's start with all the games that I have on my list. Gloomhaven, I really wanted to play the board game. It's a board game, and they made a digital version of it. And I've wanted to get into this because the board game is like what, still $70? Not even that, more than that. It's like 120. It's a big box game. So I would consider this, just to see if I like the mechanics and all that to get the board game eventually. And if I could play this on Steam Deck. Did it say Steam Deck? No, unfortunately. Steam Deck compatible, playable, but not certified, which is kind of a bummer. But I mean, Fallout 4, by this time, I'm like, I've played it so much. I played it when it came out. That was the one game I played all the time. BMX Streets, not so much. This had so much potential, this Gray Zone Warfare, but it's an early access game, and I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer before I jump in. And that's not even on sale, so I don't know, why am I talking about it? PAX Day looks promising. I'm gonna wait. I already have Hell Let Loose. I need to get rid of this then. I have it. It came in on an Amazon, a Prime Gaming one. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which has the mod. The first-person mod looks really, really good. I might be able to play that with my friend Alex. I'll put that in the cart. Escape Simulator would be good for dual streaming with Mrs. D. That'd be hilarious. Sorry if you heard that slurp. I'll have to let Mrs. D know about the Planet Zoo DLC. She would really like Tunic. This is an early access one that I'm at. I don't remember where I saw this at, but it's a storm chasing video game. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love the idea of storm chasing. No, I love when the weather goes bad. The three things that I wanted to be when I grew up: professional wrestler, storm chaser, and then what I ended up being going into ministry. But I wanted to be a storm chaser. And the fact that there's a game that you can play, like, that's just really cool to me. Crab Champions is hilarious. It's a looter shooter, roguelike, but you're a crab. How fun. The ones that I saw were Plague Tale, and I know that it's best to start with Innocence, which is the prequel. So I'll add this to the cart because it's 80%, but I'm not sure if I'll get it. But I really want to play these on stream because supposedly the story is really really good, and I'm a sucker for good stories. But the stealth gameplay, maybe not. I don't know. Glacho said, did you have a father who stood on the porch in green stormy skies? I did, and I had a mother who would very often yell at him to get back in the house. And then the precinct was something that my friend Alex showed me. I'll have to get Alex on the stream one of these days. Let's see, Armory Forger, Hades 2 Early Access, Sniper Elite. I played a little bit of those when I was on console. So here's what I wanted to see, and I wanted to take time on, because I don't think I'll have much time in the next couple weeks until the sale is done to look at these. So I'm gonna go to under 10, because this is the place where you can get some pretty good deals. I got Kathleen, I got Mrs. D. I don't know who Kathleen is. That name just popped into my head. Mrs. D is chuckling from the other room. I got Mrs. D, Stardew Valley in the last summer sale, I believe. And I don't remember what I paid for it, but Stellaris, no, I don't need a spacey game. Let's see, 2K25. I used to play 2K25 on stream, actually, or 2K, what was it back then, 22 on stream. I got American Truck Simulator the last time we had a Steam sale. Let's see here, Deep Rock Galactic, that might be fun. Okay. Mrs. D sent me a message about something for the house that we were talking about. We're all set then? Okay. Jedi Fallen Order, I played that on Xbox when it came out. I did not enjoy that. I know that I'm in the minority there, but I did not enjoy that as much as others did. Let's see, Valheim, potentially. That game lost a little bit of luster for me because I learned that I wasn't a Viking, so I no longer really am dying to play that. Speaking of Dying Light, I loved that when that came out. Wait, no, this is a DLC for it, right? No, this is the actual game, 2015. Let's see, Oxygen not included. I'm trying to think of games that I can either play with Mrs. D, online or offline, or our little group of friends. There's 4 of us who really, the other 2 really like to play Marvel Rivals, and Mrs. D, shall we say, doesn't. So I'm trying to think of games that we can all play, the 4 of us, like Left 4 Dead 2. Although that is a first-person shooter, and Mrs. D would not do well with that. Although I would say she would do better because she has mouse and key now. Chivalry 2. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Hey, go get mama. The Forest looks good. I have heard good things about that. I would love to do that in VR though instead, just to amp up the Bubs. Go walkies. Skywalker Saga Lego, I already have that in. That was a Amazon Gaming. Let's see, Overcooked 2. Mrs. D really likes Overcooked. Golf with Your Friends, got that already. Prime Gaming. Hunter Roulette, that sounds kind of fun. Celeste, talk about a not really a cult classic, but everybody just loves Celeste. I played a little bit of it, but not my cup of tea. Chained Together, that's the one where you're trying to escape the 7 layers of hell, but you're tied to each other. Little co-op game. That would not go well with Mrs. D. Let's see. Pummel Party. Stanley Parable. I used to like to play the Phoenix Wright games, but not anymore. I don't know why, I just yawned there. I don't know if there's going to be as many must-haves this time around. Unpacking is fun. If you want a low-key game, just doing stuff. I got Squadrons the last time. DB coming in. Greetings from YouTube. Hey, DB, how are you? Welcome. Oh, I don't know if let me change this back. There we go. How are you tonight, DB? We are just taking a look at the Steam Summer Sale before we get going in ranked matches. I personally thought that the Steam Summer Sale was later, like in July to August. Maybe it was in the past, and I just am forgetting wrong or remembering wrong, however it's supposed to go. Have complete saga with Lego. I mean, once you play all the Lego games through, you're pretty much golden for the rest of your life. Potato Civ 5, I already had it. Played the poop out of it. Ranch Simulator would be fun on stream, potentially. I think a lot of these are just not in my niche, or I don't have any desire to visit them again, you know? Sometimes it's a tough thing to be like, oh, well, I don't want to visit that. I don't want to spend even $10 to revisit it because I remember it so distinctly, you know, that I didn't like it, or it was my jam earlier in my life, but now it's not so much. I think the last Prime Gaming pack collection, all the Mafias were in there, so that's good. Thief Simulator I enjoyed. LA Noire I really enjoyed, but we could not play that game on stream and be family friendly. But I really enjoyed playing that. Talk about a good story. I'm a sucker for good stories, so if you know a game that is on the list for Steam Summer Sale that has a really good story, jump in the chat, let me know. For those who just joined us, by the way, welcome to the Domino House. My name is Lux Domino. I am your Sherpa of streaming. Tonight we will be playing PGA Tour 2K25. However, right now we are jumping into the Steam Summer Sale to make sure that we are not missing any, what do the kids say now? Bangers? I don't know. Welcome. How was your week? Do you have any big weekend plans? It's almost the 4th of July. Are you a fireworks or non-fireworks family? Let me know in the chat. Skull and Bones, dare I? The dumpster fire that was Ubisoft's Skull and Bones launch. I will say, supposedly, take it with a grain of salt, since launch, Skull and Bones has actually been patched to relatively decent, but let's see, I never got into Dead Space. I'm very intrigued to pick up Crab Champions. I probably will. Okay, so one of my favorite animals is a duck. I love duck, and I love ducks, and I love duck. I love ducks, and I love sheep. So one of the best games recently with an animal as a protagonist was Untitled Goose Game. And I'm feeling the Duck Detectives games are this of similar ilk. The other one that I saw, originally what caught my eye was the Ghost of Glamping came into my registry, and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. Hey, speaking of Untitled Goose Game, yeah, that was really fun. That was like the first Switch game that I played, like with the idea of a handheld. I played the poop out of that one. Mrs. D enjoyed that one too. There's just something about being a goose on the loose and causing terror. Tewa. I mean, I'm seeing like the spectrum of Who's Your Daddy, kind of like a ragdoll, take care of the baby kind of simulator, and then you have something like Devour, a VR horror game. So there is quite a gamut of things here. Force Unleashed, love those games growing up. And I'm also thinking in terms of not just playing on stream, but I very rarely anymore do I use my Steam Deck, and I want to. I got a used one thinking I could gift it to somebody who didn't quite get it, or the mechanics of it were a little odd, so I ended up keeping it. And we use it for like Jackbox games and stuff like that. But there's a couple snooker game that I like playing on there, and a pool game. But other than that, it's like, it's just the games that I enjoy. It's just not powerful enough to run the games that I like. So some of these older games might work, you know. Civ 5 ran great on there. I had battery for days. It was amazing. I could get through like 800 turns in one battery cycle. It was crazy. Total War. Ooh, the medieval version. That is a possibility. That is a good. I played the poop out of Rome. The Rome version. I'm gonna add it. I didn't see a way you could add it. I guess just clicking that, but Cookie Clicker. I'm glad that this trend is slowing down. What was it was the banana game, and it was Cookie Clicker, and KOTOR played that. Amazing game. Never want to touch it again. That's how much I've played it. Yeah, there's so many games that I would take a chance on, but trying to think in terms of oh, U-Boat. I wanted to get that for my dad. My dad would really like that game. Does it play on Steam Deck? It's unsupported. I'm gonna add it anyway. He is a huge like military sim kind of guy. This will show you how nerdy, like war nerdy he is. He's a Vietnam veteran, so Pop, thank you for your service. And thank you all. Speaking of the 4th of July, can I get real for a second? I was turning 18 when the Iraqi and Afghanistani war in Afghanistan started, and I could have enlisted, but I didn't. And I'm ashamed to say that it was because I was scared, and I knew that yeah, I look up and admire. I had a lot of Marine friends where I grew up. I had one of them. Was killed in combat from an IED blast, and yeah, a couple of them came back though, and I always thought, you know, what would my life be if I had enlisted? But I just want to say, if you are a veteran, if you've served, thank you for doing what people like me couldn't. And you're some of the bravest people I know. And I know nowadays you get a bad rap, but you defend this wonderful country. And unfortunately, most of you who come back are not treated well in terms of getting the care that you need, and the help that you need, and the support that you need. So on behalf of people everywhere who can't say enough good things about those who defend our freedom, just thank you. So that includes my father, that includes uncles, that includes friends. So yeah, 4th of July for me is tough, because I'm always reminded. I'm always reminded of not serving and why I didn't serve. Yes, the need and deserve. You guys, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try not to get angry, because I don't think in terms of this very often, but because it does get me angry. But the travesty that our VA organization is, that should be one thing that unites all of us, is to take care of those who have taken care of us. and it's not just because I lost friends. If you are willing to sacrifice, then every American should be willing to do anything that we can to support you. And yeah, DB, good point. I put first responders on the same level. Man, talk about a tough job. Day in and day out, first responders see the very worst situations. And I had a cop buddy who had to leave because of one of the instances he walked into. And it shook him so much. He's like, I can't do this anymore. And he was somewhat fresh. I mean, he was only a couple years in, being on the force, but so that's I am ardently patriotic. I know that there are things that we don't do well here in America. I'm all for having a discussion about that, but we are being divided right now. And if there was ever a time for patriotism, to understand that the flag means more about unity than division. We can have disagreements, but if you are a citizen under the banner of that flag, we need to be united. And I know there's a lot of things that we are divided on nowadays, but this country is great, and the opportunities that you have in this country are great, and we take it for granted. But there is a war on right now, and it is to dismantle America. And it's just a shame that more people don't see that for what it is. So hopefully this 4th of July, you can enjoy the freedoms that you that had been bought by the blood of soldiers and Marines. And yeah. So thank you. If you heard the call and you wanted to do something, I appreciate you. And yeah. Anyway, let's play some golf, I guess. I don't know. Oh man, let me jump in and I have been practicing. I know that it's weird to say you practice a video game, but I've been practicing my swing. It was weird though, because this morning when I was testing out my my controller, just getting it ready, I wanted to tweak some things. Like, so I don't know how much of the 2K community does this. I do this. I play with my dead zones, because you can do that on a console. It's not like it's cheating. You're just delaying the response of what your thumbstick does. So I was messing with that, and which I often do, and I realized, like, I really haven't sat down and practiced. Like, what are we talking about? We're talking about a game, or are we talking about practice? Oh, AI 3. I realized that I haven't like done practice rounds or with the intent of, okay, where am I forcing myself to get better, or am I just going through the motions? And I've been going through the motions. So I kind of retailored some things, and maybe it will all collapse tonight, but I don't know. I know for sure that I'm going to do a practice round before I start ranked, just because I don't feel like my thumb works right now. DB comes in and says, great how the game parallels the struggles to real golf. Oh, you have, if ever there were a comment to heart or to upvote, like, especially when it comes to my game, there are so many times where I think what's the word? I am so bad at struggling the right way in real life golf. There's a good way to struggle and there's a bad way to struggle. If you go to the range and you just hit balls just to hit balls, cool, but you're never going to get better that way. And the struggle comes in with forcing yourself to change because what you're doing ain't working. But for whatever reason, like some people find this game hard, and it is hard, especially as you get upper in the upper levels, but the mechanics really, there aren't as many moving parts as there are in a real golf swing. But I will say that there are a lot of, if you don't play golf games regularly, having to go like this or this and have it be good, like I can understand how hard it is. So I'm going to play a practice round just so I can get warmed up. So I will load into TPC Scottsdale, and I'm going to try and get this quest done also. Score 66 or better at Scottsdale. 12 birdies. That might be tough to do in one practice round. Let's see. I know there's one else because it flipped over on Wednesday or yesterday. Ping putter. Do I have a ping putter? For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Domino House. My name is Lux Domino. I am your Sherpa of streaming. Tonight we are jumping in to PGA Tour 2K25. Trying to once again climb the ranks as it were, in ranked tiers, without causing tears of not joy, that's for sure. The cool thing is, so in my title, I mentioned the patch. One of the cool things that I saw in the patch was this 20% XP boost. Now, I am max level, so my main is max level, so that's not going to help me with my main. However, knowing that I have the other four of my builds are not max level, so I can totally cheese this, I think, to my benefit. I think DB says, I've been in battle with mine since day one. I tried your technique you described in your video. I like the concept, but it's not working for me, unfortunately. Oh, it's a bummer. Rhythm is my biggest bane. I know. It's so tough to... There are times where I flip... I'll explain it here. There are times where I go slow back and there's not enough room to go slow forward. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'll be moving that much to start the swing, and then I have to go slow up to finish to get good rhythm. So most of the times I have just been resigned to the fact that I will not have good rhythm. Because I want to, there's that motion that I have of slow back and then flick, or medium back and flick, even though I'm only going, if the real length is this from the bottom of the casing to the top, and I'm only moving that much, there's not enough to really get a rhythm. So I know what you're saying, TB. There's a price to pay. There's a price to pay. I came to play. Little wrestling Easter egg. Ping putters, yeah? Ping? Let me go back here. DB, I will say, however, I have cheesed my rhythm for putting is at the max it can be, and then I've gone one way or the other on fittings being almost all rhythm to help negotiate differently. Give me back my son. To make up for differently. What's the word I'm trying to think of? To negotiate. To I don't know. I only have one. Okay, I want to go with the mallet because I'm a fan of this look. I do not like blade putters. However, that's already on emerald. This is sapphire though, I think I'm gonna go this, and I'll just deal with the drop in putting fittings. I also need to. What can I upgrade here? Oh, I just got more. I think I need to, instead of going with flight, so reducing the wind, I think I actually need to go back to forgiveness. Because on the driving range earlier, I was needing some forgiveness. We all need forgiveness, amen? DB says, I'll add issues in certain situations where I exaggerate the rhythm, in certain situations where I lose or add too much power. So I have gotten it to the point, and here's where my situation might be different, DB, is that I have a controller that has adjustable tension. So like an Elite Series 2, or this is the FlyDigi Vader 4. That has helped me be less finicky with the how much I move back and how much I move forward. But then also, you know, going into the Xbox or PS5 or, you know, Steam options and changing your dead zones also might, because it's a little bit more of a delay to start the animation, and that might give you a little bit more of a feel. It's a complete feel. I will admit that. It's a complete feel thing. If you're not seeing dividends with the mechanic, I totally get that, because it took me, gosh, I need to really update that driver. It took me a good probably 2 weeks to get it down, and then another 2 weeks to put it into practice and then tweak it. So it took me about a month to really get it down of, no, this is where it's kind of weird. I have my finger like that, and I use the side of my finger instead of, I used to be a pinch gripper, still am technically. So it's a subconscious thing where I know I want to hit it harder or try to, I think that sorry about the plosive. I think that's the key. I have learned to disengage my finger and thumb. It's weird. It's a weird feeling, but I think I'm still rocking the burgundy pants though. What do you think, y'all? I think you're a two thumber. Oh, okay, DB. That's interesting. I have tried two thumbs. And like I said in the video, it just felt like I was crowded. I could not get the finesse of it down. I guess for whatever reason, for me, moving both thumbs together versus on one hand, you can just move the arm and they both go together. You tried a lot of techniques. I've seen people do well with palm. I don't remember what they call that though. I think just palm. You know, the thing where they use the palm. What is it called? You know, the palm. And then there's I don't remember his name, but he does what's called the Terminator, where he doesn't move his hands, he moves the controller. I don't know. I don't know if that's real or not, but we'll find out, I guess. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Lux? All right, I'm going to do a quick play here. And I'm going to do TPC. Actually, before I do that, I told Teach that I would favorite the course and then rank it. I'm going to rank it 5. There you go, Teach. You'll probably be on later. I'm going to go to TPC Scottsdale. I will probably not get I might get the 66 below, but the 12 birdies in a row, that might be tough. That might be tough. Okay, here's a practice round. Let's do it. Do it. 1, 2, 3, do it. What is that from? What am I thinking of? Let me turn my volume up here. Game in ears. Turn the music up a little bit while I'm here. Let's make sure both the streams are still going. Okay. All right. No judgment. It's a judgment-free zone. First shots of the round. First shots of the day. Well, no, not for the day. See, I pulled that one hard. So hard. All right, 2 up with a little bit of wind. It'll be a 3/4 shot. I hate doing 3/4 shots into the wind. A downhill wind like this. Or a trail wind like this. I haven't played Scottsdale, I don't think, since the demo days. Left to right. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen a practice round before, there's a video coming out about why I do this, but I use Putt Preview. My difficulty is still pro, but I use Putt Preview so that I can get a better feeling for practicing reading greens, because that's the worst. I'm the worst at reading greens. So that's what I use during my practice rounds. I'll use Putt Preview, but that's the only thing I turn on that's not usually on pro. See, that was the straight line that I have been on, but I just, for whatever reason, pushed it to the right. Let's see, headwind. I'm gonna just try and get it to roll up there. That's the thing with the 62 compared to the 60, is that once it balloons up there in the wind, forget about it. Forget about it. So for those of you who think the Putt Preview is cheating, I use this as a training tool because I challenge myself. So it's not just using Putt Preview for Putt Preview. I use it as a tool to help me read. If I read the break correctly the first time, I get to use Putt Preview again on the next hole. If I don't, I get a penalty of not being able to use it on the next one. So DB says, yeah, I do similar to try and verify my aim, then started to figure out why I was off. Exactly. Would be nice if there was a preview for approach shots. That, I mean, essentially there is though, right? I mean, if you think about the arc, the blue arc, that's essentially what that's doing. All right, 16 down 1, 15. And for me, I'm looking, I don't know if you guys know the best way to do Putt Preview. So it starts in line with the hole, and then you take the negative space in between the line and the hole and imagine that over to the other side. So I just moved it to the right, the amount of negative space that it was missing is how I kind of think about it. If you think about it that way, it might make a little bit more sense. Nope. It's because I was off. This is why we practice. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the blue arc is technically, I mean, a preview. Granted, in pro, it only shows up when you're moving the stick, but you can get a pretty good idea of where it's going. No, too much to the right. Kick left, baby. The first cut. This is where I want to boss out and just nail it with a 2-iron, but with the penalty lie being what it is, I don't think a 4-iron actually get there. I might do 2-iron and then, although the choked has been failing me, I'm gonna see if the 4-iron will do it. Catch the hill to the left. I'll take that for eagle. Let's go. I wasn't, as you can see, I wasn't confident on my contact on that one. Because I was thinking in my mind, no, I want it to go the other way, so let me put my stick. It is, but you don't see it roll out on the green after it lands. That's true. That's true. That is very true. All right, so I'm seeing all right to left, which is good. It's the same speed at the hole. So it's an even roll, but it's going to break less as it gets to the hole. So I'm thinking right here. I have been off. I miss low, which is exactly what happened there. So my miss is low. So I need to think in terms of more. And that was atrocious any way you slice it. That was atrocious any way you slice it. All right, let's see if we can lock back in here. Let's see, uphill, but a little bit of help with the wind. 9-iron's gonna roll out a little bit. I want to try and do as many 100% shots as I can. So the wind's gonna help it a little bit here. And that little extra rollout, I'm glad I did it, but... And I cannot use my putt preview because I missed it on the first one. But I think this is it. I would be wrong. Those little breakers always get me. I always think that there's more break than there is, really. Whoopsies. At least I can get that quest out of the way. I don't think I'm hitting 66 though, that's for sure. Driver's the one thing that you can be a little bit off on and you still are not penalized a lot. And off the tee, I appreciate that. All right, uphill a little bit. Let's see what choke does. I like that choke shot. I like that. And I've been missing right, so I'm gonna bake that into this shot a little bit. Oh, I should put a little extra topspin on it. Hey, let's go. That's a good read. So my putting, I am a little bit to the right of my swing path line. I need to remember that. Ooh. I had my putter swing, my straight putter swing in my mind there. All right, let's try this practice swing. Nope, too far. Way too far. Closer. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. I think approach is the way. Because if I do choked... No, I could do a choked 100. That'd be fine. I can get it close here. But not if the wind doesn't help. The wind needs to help on that one. Oh well. 17? 18, 17, so 17 plus 1, essentially. So there will be enough speed, but I was off on the line. Okay, little drizzler in there. I'll take those all day. Okay, up. The wind will definitely help on this one. I don't think enough that I can do, I might be able to get away with a 2 knockdown shot, though. With a little bit of rollout. Let's try it. Oh yeah, baby. What a shot. If you have not unlocked the knockdown shot, you are missing out. It is so good. And that putt was so bad. So bad. I might go into the rough here. No, it stayed up on the left side. That's interesting. DB says, with this game, I wish I had a 3D printer. I think there's an opportunity to hold some custom sticks to enhance it. There are, okay, I don't know if that's considered, like, for most people, a bridge too far for enhancing the game, but I have seen people on Etsy make toppers that jump up your, it's like a stick this tall, like this tall, that helps you with that precision. So I have seen people do that. All right. Yeah, we're gonna be hitting into the wind here. Hopefully the wind holds it up. Not too much roll on it though. There's like no break on that. Yeah, it is weird, like on putts, because there's not a lot of motion, my lines are typically pretty straight. Now, you look back at the last 3 holes and you're like, Lux, what are you smoking, you know? I don't think it goes too far, but I have another idea what cross the line. Do share, DV, do share. I think for some people it's like, oh, well, if you can't play with a stock controller, then what are you? And blah, 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 you know? It's like, if you're not playing competitively and you're looking for a competitive advantage, like, I don't think it's a big deal, but I'm not as much of a purist when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, clearly, like, I play with dead zones and stick sensitivity and like, but here's the thing, like playing with your stick sense and your dead zones, Call of Duty, you can do that. So just because the game mechanic, just because the mechanic isn't allowed stock in the game doesn't mean it's outlandishly, like, it's not like I'm modding the software. It's not like I'm playing on a Cronus. It's not like I'm, you know what I mean? Like it. So I think you'd be fine, but there might be someone who'd get really upset about it, but who cares? Oh no! And you do like that stuff with real golf. That's true. That's a good point. But at some point you have to say, okay, the USGA rules for your driver cubic, your CC, you know, can't go over whatever the new policy is. And there's balls that the dimple pattern is illegal for tournament play, but who's playing in tournaments in golf? Like, anybody? Raise your hand. Like, I'm not. I'm going out there having fun. You know, use the ball that has the dimple pattern that makes it go straight, you know? Why not? I don't know. Maybe I'm I don't know, man. It's not like it's... People take video games way too seriously. All right, let's see. Almost a half a box. That could have been straighter. Yeah, people take video games way too seriously. If you're not blatantly trying to get a competitive advantage that will help you like win money, does it really matter? Like, I think it's probably why, like, if the reason why I quit playing COD was like, you knew that guys were using, you know, aimbots and all that stuff. You could see it, and that is a competitive advantage. But for a golf game, like, unless there was a way for you to to hack your controller or hack the code to always do a certain shot perfectly. But even then, I don't know. Even then, there's so much more, that could go wrong. You know, even if it was a robot hitting it, you still have to do all the mechanics of trying to figure out distances and yardages and wind and variables, and so, man, I haven't played this, like I said, since the demo. That was way to the right. Good yardage though. Up 3. So that's 29 plus half. Yeah, 31. We'll go 31. So this is what I'm talking about in this upcoming video that I'll post hopefully next week. We are moving next week, Lord willing. You want this line, the putt preview line, to be ending at the back edge of the cup. So to get that firm drip into the cup. So if everything goes perfectly, which on putting, normally it doesn't. You'll have enough power to get there. That was my fault though. I underswung. I've been wanting to correct that for so long. I have a tendency to, the past I've been on, but it's been to the left of that contact point. Now I'm overcorrecting because I've wanted to correct the mistake, but I'm correcting it too much the other way. It's not an exact science. I think I usually play this. I play a 5-iron in. Nope. Shanksville. What if I do a regular flop? No, still pretty low percentage. Oh boy. I think I have to rethink my strategy on flops like that. Although usually they're not as bad. Mrs. D's taking Watson for a walk, and it is... wow, why am I so off? It is hot up here in Michigan. So she just sent Daddy-O, it's hot out. Praise the Lord for air conditioning, I will say that. Uphill, but the wind is going to go that way. I wonder if I should... No, it's already past it. I can get... I don't think... I'll roll it out a little bit more, but I don't think the wind will be that oppressive. Watch it be very oppressive. And I dogged it a little bit on that one. Mom, what did he mean by that? Shut up, honey. Oh, didn't dribble it in that time. Boom, 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 boom. I will need to get some more water before my ranked matches. I am thirsty as can be. Oh boy. I don't know why I hesitated there. Still out there 285, but that is the one danger that I have found with the micro swing. Oh man. Is if you are not committed, it can be pretty bad. Because I'll hesitate like, am I going, and then just reflexes take over by then, and not up the hill enough, clearly. Ooh. I don't like that. I don't like parring par fives. That's the second time this side that I've done that too. Oh, I shouldn't have done as much topspin. I should have done more backspin. Welcome back, Mrs. D. Yeah, I recently switched controllers a little over a week ago. I'm still trying to get used to it all. Switched from my old F310 to a GameSir G7. GameSir, is that the wired one? They have a wired controller that I was looking at that could be really competitive for PGA Tour. You want, I feel like weight is, yeah, it's the wired one. I feel like weight of the controller is an important thing. Because at least for me, I try and, if it's too light of a controller, I manhandle, like I try and force things to get like a better grip. I don't know. But if it's weightier, I have a little bit of a lighter touch, for me at least. That might just be complete bollocks. Bollocks. I'm so glad I have more distance so I don't hit it into the sand on that one. On the demo, I used to hit in the sand all the time. Not enough on that spinner. It spun though. That's for sure. Ooh. A little bit over. I feel like my hat's giving me a rash. You know, Lux's stream was great, but then he started talking about his rash, and it was just... For those of you just joining us, I hope no one's joining us on that joke. Welcome to the Domino House. My name is Lux Domino. I am your Sherpa of streaming tonight. We are just getting done with our practice round so we can go into some ranked play on PGA Tour 2K25. Let me know how your week is ending up, good, bad, or indifferent. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to encourage you, to pray for you. Whatever you need, jump in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Oh boy, didn't think through that one. Yeah, higher polling rate, Hall effect switches, vibration. Yeah, this one, this Vader 4 Pro has a few tricks. A few tricks. Oh, no, right side. Okay, it's got 1000 hertz polling, but it's variable, so you can choose whether or not you use that or not. Did I just say a not or not like 3 times? It's got what else does the Vader 4 Pro have? A bunch of different sneaky things that I don't know what they do. I try and follow the description of what it is, and I'm like, I have no idea. But Bob Steele coming in. Hey, Lux. Hey, Bob. How are you? Doing good. Won 3 out of 4 matches in rank tonight, Bob. Let's go, buddy. Great job. What are you, what level are you on right now? Are you, where are you at? Are you doing duos or singles? I am going to get a drink of water unless I can get Mrs. D to rock my world and get it for me. But she just got back from a walk. So I'm going to take a quick break, grab some water. I will be right back. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know, Mrs. D and I are moving, currently in the process of moving. And so my setup used to be, I used to have a mic off camera right here. So that I didn't have to have headphones on. So I am so used to coming back from break and just speaking. And since I have my headset mic on until we move, I forgot that I don't have a mic unless I have this. Welcome back to the Domino House. My name is Lex Domino. I am your Sherpa of streaming. Tonight we are jumping in officially to some ranked matches. You've taken long enough, Lux. For those of you who don't know, who haven't met yet, my name is Lux. I'm a family-friendly streamer. I play a lot of PGA Tour 2K25, but I also play some first-person shooters. So I play some COD with my son, but Bob says the occasional blooper makes it more fun. Indeed, Bob. I would love to play some more Delta Force. For those of you who have PCs, you might be familiar with Delta Force, but right now I'm content creating with PGA. I feel like if people come over from YouTube, so big shout out to DB, big shout out to Bob, all you guys watching over on YouTube. Because I'm trying to create so much content for PGA, I feel like it's kind of a necessity that you play PGA. Like if someone comes over to your stream, you might be wanting to do the thing that people know you for. So Bob said earlier, yeah, part 2 singles on singles on those 4, and then I won a random duo early. Nice. Winning random duos is just, it puts a smile on my face every time. Don't play much rank, honestly. Was playing to complete the weekly quest. And DB said earlier, it was recommended not to use 1000 polling. I've been using 250. Yeah, I use 500. So for those of you who don't know, changing your polling rate is changing how many times your controller, essentially, or your thumbstick communicates with the game. So or it's sending information in a less speedy frequency wave. Polling is how much, anyway, it's a mouse term. In fact, I think keyboards now have variable polling rate as well. Or is it named something else for keyboards? Anyway, nobody cares, Lux. DB, I'm with you though. I do play at a different rate. I play at a different rate. Bob says, how do you change the rate? So it depends on your controller. I have a Vader 4 Pro from FlyDigi, and there's a software that you can tweak that stuff with. And I really would love to like be sponsored by FlyDigi. I think their stuff is great. I wish there was an American company that could provide this awesome stuff, but you can change with the FlyDigi app. You can change anything from the polling rate to the bit rate, which is kind of like the resolution of your thumbstick. So think of like 8-bit games versus 64-bit games. So there's more information to actually move through that. So for me, I go into the FlyDigi app, but other controllers you can do it. I wonder if there's some that have it on board anymore. I don't think so anymore. That would imply that. So Bob, for Xbox, I know that if you play on Xbox, you can go into the controller accessories, the Xbox accessories, and tweak some stuff like sensitivity. You can do like sensitivity curves and dead zones. Can you do dead zones on Xbox? But I don't think you can change the polling rate. Only certain controllers have that ability. Because it's kind of like it used to be just like a PC mouse thing, but then they started applying it to different other accessories. Let us jump. You're on PC? Sick. I don't know if there is a third party. Oh, so yes, you can do it on Steam. I'm not sure if you do polling rate. I know you can change dead zones, because my dead zones are being changed because of Steam. So you can do a couple things on Steam controller. You should. Well, does YouTube have DMs? Yeah, I should do that. I should look into sending. Maybe I can do like a private video of showing you how to do it. But yeah, if you just go into like Steam, I'll show you like my Steam client. Boom, that one. So if you go into Steam and then you go over here to where it says where it has a little controller, you can mess with macros. You can mess with remapping in here, which is a huge one for me. And then you can also, if you go into edit layout, you can do remapping buttons here. And then which is a big one for me, because from my Xbox days, there were certain buttons that I liked to remap to mean certain things, just from the way I did it. But so if you go to joysticks and you click the joystick cog, and you go down to dead zones, you can essentially deactivate this center portion of your, so like in Call of Duty, if your stick is drifting, you can reverse that stick drift by putting up a higher dead zone, so it becomes more slow. initially to get out of that dead zone, and then it activates. So you can lower your dead zone or heighten your dead zone based on what you're looking to do. So that's how I do my dead zones. I don't think you can do polling in here though. I don't think that's specific to your controller. You might be able to do it in your Xbox. You might be able to do it in your Xbox accessories app, but I'm not sure about that either. It really does have to be a feature that is on your controller. Like your controller will say when you get it, variable bit rate, variable polling rate. So that's excellent. I'll give it a good try. Absolutely, Bob. Yeah, I really love Steam. The fact that they allow you to tweak that kind of stuff is pretty cool. Okay, let's jump in to... All right, I actually have to do this real quick. I was not having success with my swing. I'm going to have just a few drives here just to make sure before I completely dive into ranked that I'm actually somewhat successful. I want to be successful here. Because I wasn't even hitting... I wasn't hitting anything, I'll be honest. Better. I'll take underswing any day. Like I'm willing to live with underswing. It's finding that sweet spot. That sweet spot of this is enough of a good swing that it'll get me what I need to get out of it. And ever since I've been trying to correct my my swing from the other day, hey, actually the first quad of the night, come on. Oh, it won't do that in menu mode. Ever since I tried to correct my swing from the other night, just that little bit, I've lost other things now. I've lost the feel for it, but whatever. Bob says, always a good idea. Only time I ever go to the range is before I play ranked. Oh, doing a practice, just going through each club and just making sure you're on or on enough to at least get through the course, you know? And the good thing is playing with the vibrations, the vibration zones, you can get a feel for, okay, this one was too far to the left, this one was too far to the right, and all that stuff. Better. Holy power, though. Wow. See, there's that rhythm catching up to me. I'm okay with that. That's my normal miss, except it was over on the left-hand side. -3 degrees. See, now my swing path used to be so on the money, and now it's not. Better. In stroke play rounds, I just tend to take a few practice swings. I will say that the timing aspect of playing ranked, you don't want to hurry yourself up, but you also, I mean, there's a timer for a reason. So I'll take some time here if I'm really feeling off, you know, to do that. Yeah, wrench match play. Let's do it. Pop on our overlay here. Ba-boom, ba-boom, boom, 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 ba-boom, boom. Which did it actually pop on? There we go. Yeah, I'm currently 763. And we're trying to break in. I think last season we got up to Eagle 3, and then the season ended, and we ended up not playing a lot after that. I ended up not playing a lot after that, so I'm really hoping that I can just grind a little bit, you know. Good luck, have fun. Thanks, DB. Appreciate you. Bob Steele says, I found that a choked tee shot helps a lot. Yeah, I love choked and choked approaches. You get much more forgiveness. It's true. It is weird too, because I tweak so much of my swing. That's a great shot. Too far over? No. Yeah, nice shot. Because I tend to be a tinkerer, I never do well coming back from those tinkering sessions, because it's like I forget to do one thing or two things, and it's like, well, so much for that. You know, that was left on, or I didn't remember to switch this back from where I was, and that was like practically straight on. What am I doing here? Oh boy. This might be more for laughs tonight, fellas. Wow. What happened there, Lux? This is not gonna go well. I think now, because I've worked myself up too, I'm not gonna have a good round. Good putt. Oh. Like that. Those little things. Oh man. I should just concede this. I think now I'm worked up, and now my anxiety is rising. Okay. Oh boy. Because now I'm thinking too much about it. I've said a long time, though, you don't have to have everything perfect for your swing to go well. Like, you can have a swing that's ugly, you know, that's not technically perfect or whatever, and you could still get around the course just fine. So I just need to remember that. Just calm down. Nobody's watching you. It's not like you're a streamer or anything. No, I should have put topspin on that. That's my fault. He's probably going to dart that closer than me. That's for sure. Yeah. He probably clubbed up too. Great shot. Okay, so 14 at 7 plus 2 is 19. I'm going to bring it down to 20 though. That is not going to cut. Good speed though. My advice, stay calm. Look at what's in front of you, not what's behind you. So true, Bob. Forget last hole, last shot, focus on your process. Thank you, DB. I appreciate you. So I don't know if you guys know this, but if you've watched the past streams, I used to struggle with anxiety. I have had a little bit of freedom from that, which for me, I praise the Lord for that. But it's moments like this where I'm like, all right, is that going to pop back up? Just have fun, you know? Don't worry about being perfect, or don't worry about, you know. There's that choke tee shot. Let's let that hill roll down. You just need to stop right there, though. You just need to stop right. I always love playing drivable par fours because there's no way you're making that driver stop. Like, it's just going to keep on rolling. That's the nature of the driver, right? Bam, 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 bam. Oh, I undercooked that. Rat farts. I let go of my grip before it was even done. And this is the unfolding process, ladies and gentlemen. You know when you forgot a shirt in your gym bag and you have to take it out. That was just an amazing putt. You have to take it out of the bag eventually, and you just do this, that's what this feels like. That unfolding process of just like, all right, let's just, you know, he's gonna have the probably gonna have the win here, but you know what? Just have fun. Take your medicine. I know how you feel. I started getting severe anxiety attacks a few years ago. Bob, I'm so sorry, man. Much better now, though, although I still feel it occasionally. Yeah, so for me, the word Yasol, for me, the worst was having it on stream, because it, granted, not a whole ton of people watch, but I would have like an anxiety attack, and for me, it would trigger speech and movement issues too. So it was tough. And circumstances where I have noticed most are circumstances where I'm uncomfortable, where I feel like I don't have all that I need to succeed. I feel unequipped. So there are a lot of times where that has been an issue, but come on, curve back. Not pleasant with all the people watching. But true, like I said, Bob, our community, thank you everybody for being in our community. I love every one of you. Your support is amazing, but I am thankful. Oh, that's in the cup. I am thankful that our community is not as large as it could be right now, because I think that it would make instances like that worse. I do also sometimes feel like I have to, in order to get used to having more people, I have to put on a certain front to be presentable to people. And a lot of people see it, you know, a guy going through a movement disorder and, oh, okay, hope he's okay. Next, you know. So our community has been super caring. And I'm blessed to have the family that I do, the support team I do, and like I said, you don't have to be perfect on this game, especially. Definitely clubbing up there. I'm going to add some topspin too. Downhill lie. Get on up there, son. There we go. This opponent's playing some insane stuff. This is my tier of ranked right now, though, Bob. Like, this is, unfortunately, this is just what it is. Like, sometimes you just come up against someone who can't be beat. I will say I go through seasons. It seems like this season, we're on 2, right? So season 1, it felt more everybody was on the same plane level, but I think with season 2, good putt, man. It feels like with season 2, people have kind of gotten the idea, and they're just better. I don't know. Way above mine, clearly. Bob, the good thing about ranked is that it's skill-based matchmaking. You know, you're always going to be facing someone who's pretty much what your ability level is. That's the good thing about ranked, at least. What I did not like about Call of Duty was that they just did it for everything and not just for ranked. So, oh, just barely cleared that. At least if you play ranked, you know that you're going to be playing up against people who are better than, like, either really better than you or on the same level as you. That's kind of what you're signing up for, you know? I got up on that ridge. That's all I wanted. Totally agree. I got up to birdie 1 in season 1. Never got above par in season 2 so far. Yeah, I think I got, like I said, Eagle 3 or Eagle 2 maybe. And then kind of fell off and didn't play a lot. Focused on more of the content side. And then came back in season 2. And then it's just like, what are we doing here, you know? I think Waddy wants some more water. I'll have to maybe give it to him. And it might be too that, you know, there's like no break on this whatsoever. 22 plus 2 is 24. I'll give it one more then. It might be that because of the tweaks that 2K have done as well, some people are they're tweaking some of the mechanics a little bit to cater to different players. I don't know. It is pretty crazy though how good people are now, or maybe just how bad I am. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. Ugh, leak to the right. That's gonna be a tough one coming back. 49 coming in. Bob said, I just concentrate more on society and career mode these days. Yeah, I really want... I never played online. I like the idea of competition. I like the idea of playing against others and going up a ranking and seeing where you are with others. So that appeals to me. But I don't think I have the time right now to get good enough that I climb up really far, because you have to play either a lot of games and be successful, obviously, or not and just be really, really good, you know? 49 says, looks like a warm-up round to me. Some good, some not so good, but it's true there's always the next shot. It's true. There is always the next shot. And that's fine. I can deal with that. I hit that really well. He made one more putt earlier like this crazy like 35 footer. So I won't put it past him. And we just ran out of holes here, I think. No, Lux, what are you doing? That's what I don't like about those little dribblers. I see that there's way more break and there's none at all. Bob says, saw a scar on pro ranked last tour, ranked tour last week. The winner scored 28 under through 18. I scored 9 and wasn't even in the top 2,000. Stop playing that mode after that. I know, right? So the tour is different because, like, there's no timer. So if someone's really, really good at this game, then they can take their time and have, you know, an amazing round, or you know, or they're cheating. Okay, so Bravo was 837. So yes, we were the same tier, but just on the upper end of that tier. I'm also going to check. So we were talking about dead zones earlier. Grid can only show so much detail. I know, right? Oh, DB, isn't that the truth? I was showing you, Bob, the controller. There is my app for my controller, which is one of the cool things about having a specific app is you can really tweak how much or little you have certain sensitivities. And you were asking earlier, like, I tend to do a lower bit rate. I can turn this down to a lower polling rate too. And then you can really just tweak stuff to your heart's content and just see what works and what doesn't work for you. You know, that's the really cool thing about controllers now, is you can tailor them to be whatever you want to be, you know. All right, let's do another one. Nothing worse than a short heavily. Oh, that's my kryptonite, man. Okay, when it's summertime, I worry less about branding and more about being cool, and not cool that way, cool in temperature. So I'm not sure if Lamb of God is a fan of the heavy metal band or Jesus. So hopefully Jesus. I'm gonna turn down my key light here though. Now that I have less, now that I have less masking over here, turn it down. All right, forget everything that you just experienced, and of course, the first practice is a quad perfect. Okay. Forget everything, just play golf. Quite right too, do not want to overheat. Absolutely. Striped it, but forgot about the wind. Where was the wind coming from on that one? Hokey socks. I like this guy's commitment to the Gucci style wardrobe. I think that's it's pretty phenomenal. I mean, he's kitted out. That black and gold and that white and gold. That's well, it's not just the hat, and pardon me for this horrible band mark right here. This was the rash I was talking about earlier. Good thing we're not vain. I usually don't wear these cans. I'm usually either my in-ears or I don't have anything on. And these don't breathe super well. So I think I'm just gonna have to, yeah, I'm just gonna have to pitch out. There's no way of advancing that further. So unless he completely shanks it, I'm pretty much out of luck on this one. That was a great shot, especially where he was from. I couldn't walk out of my house with that. With what, the Gucci style, what he's wearing, or the rash? I'm also ashamed that I haven't shaved my head. I need to get in a better regimen of that. I feel naked right now. Can I just be honest? I feel like, but man, do I feel cooler. No, went to the right. So he's 12 feet away and I'm 20 feet away in the rough. Look at that. I mean, just In the jungles of the Serengeti. Cone Point is far from my favorite course, but at least in the match play, it's safe for everyone. That's true. Yeah, when they used this for TGC qualifier, I'm like, forget it. There's no point. Oh, so close. Yeah, his outfit. Not even backyard at night. DB, I don't know, man. Just pull it off, you know? Don't care what anybody else thinks. Oh, that's a good putt. From there, that's a really good putt. Looks like a ghost or something. Kind of does, doesn't he? Oh, how benevolent of you. I won't do the same. Yeah, it's like every, like, bad European businessman stereotype. Like, young guy with money stereotype. I'm gonna get all the designer clothes. It doesn't matter if they match or don't match, you know? Alright, let's see him for a second. I can also go like this. No, that's too far down now, Lux. I don't want to get you, buddy. I gotta scoot back here. Alright. See, now with my hat off, my headroom is... I'm all discombobulated with my headroom now, too. Black is up. Black is down. Black is up. White. Black. Up is down. I don't even know. What am I saying? I'm actually going to lay up here. I don't care if it's less than. I am totally going to lay up. And I flirt with the bunker anyway. Wow. Yeah. DB, you said it. Or was it you? Or, yeah, it was Bob. Yeah, Cone Point is... I don't know if it's anyone's favorite. Not to mention someone who is seriously doubting his abilities right now. Seriously doubting his abilities right now. He's taking his time, lining up his shot. Course management is key. Yeah, for me, I get so upset with myself, and I have to remember, play it short when you have to, when you can. And DB says my cat would snicker and point. But cats do that, DB. Like, that's, to be fair, like, that's kind of a cat thing. Now, dogs, on the other hand, they would just say, oh, you look great, pal. You look great. That's a great shot. Okay. Oh, uphill 11, which is 4, which is right there. And it's a wedge. I can pull it back a little bit more than that. 7 degrees to the left. I mean, I don't know if because I stuck it in the bunker that I mean, he's definitely capable of making this. My worst nightmare course is Loblolly. Where is that, Bob? Surprised myself and actually won her. Nice, good job. Where's Loblolly? It reminds me of Bob Loblaw from Arrested Development. That's ranked right there. You have to be so on your game. And I am not right now. Yeah, Loblaw's, Loblock if you are an Arrested Development fan. Yeah, I think it's a fictional course, but it's in ranked rotation. I'm gonna do a choked 5. No, it's not enough. If I do a choked 4, and then let the wind carry it. Yeah, the wind ain't carrying that one. Kick left. Okay, I'm at least somewhat close. I need to rewatch that series. I honestly love that series. I wanted to rewatch it with Mrs. D. And then I remember, so for us, we try and watch as much family-friendly stuff as we can. But I remember so many of that series being not family friendly, and it wasn't like overtly in your face with it until season 3. But so many of the comments and so many of the side jokes, I'm like a Rolodex in my mind of like, oh yeah, that's not so good anymore, you know? There was a time at which we thought it was so funny, but... Alright. 3 wood. And then choked to just get a little bit more finesse out of it. The wind is going to carry it. It's like Pinehurst 2 on steroids. Ooh. Talk about a tough course. It might not have the distance, but it's still 300 yards there, so it's like I'm fine, you know? And then just cranking this 3 wood. Just stay away from the bunker, please. No, I said stay away from the bunker, please. Gary, can you tell it to stay away? Thank you. I mean, if he knocks it like 3 feet to 3 feet, I'm quitting. Oh, come on. About that. Wow. Oh, man. That's fun. We're having fun, right? This is fun. Right? I'm starting to also get a feel for pitches again. I used it the other night, I think. And I was like, oh yeah, I forget how good these were. If you control the rollout. Of course, with the 62, good putt. With the 62, there's less rollout, so makes sense. Yeah, I don't think I'm coming back on this one, fellas. Who wants to play Call of Duty? I hate nights like this. Nothing's going... Not that every night has to be, like, perfect. But... Like, I have to start... Even if I play under... Now... I'll just keep on keeping on. I played Pinehurst 2 a while back on my career on the hardest conditions. Was tied for the lead through 9. DB says in round 2 the wheels came off and missed the cut. Oh. Honestly, don't use pitchers much since I got the long flop. I have not. Okay, so I know that the long flop is. I mean, they released it for a reason, right? They want you to use it. I have not used it. So is long flop like ridiculously good to use? I'm just so used to judging the rollout of pitches a whole lot easier. I try to avoid using pitches. I used to. I've gone back and forth between them. I used spinners for a while, but they're only good from the fairway. So I have to have something to get it far enough away. And I don't know. Pitches are just what they... I like them for whatever reason. Yeah, it's really OP for 30 to 45 yard shots on the green. I'll have to try it, Bob. I'll have to practice them. No. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close. Alright, it's coming down to it where, oh yes, please, that'd be hilarious. Driver the... I tried, it's the same thing with like the tie spinner. I tried to find if I could use that, and I couldn't get it down personally. I feel really weird without my hat on right now. I don't know why. Long flop is the shot to use in the rough instead of the spinner. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like the spinner, but from the rough. DB says all the flops are OP. I would agree. The pitch in EA 23 was good, but I can't figure them out in 2K. For me, DB, I have found that the pitches just pull the backspin completely back. And if you're not using the 62 degree, that has helped me. Getting the 62 in the bag. Kick left. Getting the 62 in the bag has helped with any short shots. Short game shots. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I don't know anybody. I even went on to Reddit to see if anybody on there was using the tie spinner, and people were like, oh yeah, I kind of use it in this scenario, and I'm like, when am I in that scenario? I'm not, you know, or you don't know. If you know, you know. Come on, keep on rolling, baby. Not as close as his, but yeah, DB, you have 62. Yeah, when I saw someone say trade the 60 in for the 62, I'm like, all right, I'll try it, and it's been nothing but magic. Magic. I don't think there's that much break, but I've been missing under recently, so it doesn't help that what happened there? Wow. I do not know. Controversial opinion, but one of my favorite shots around is the bump and run. I have heard that too, Bob, from some other people, that they really like the bump and run. I've had more hole outs from that off the green than anything else. Are we going to comment on this? Wow. Show off here. Oh, man. Fellas, what time is it? Oh, it's not even 10. I've got a couple more in me. Let me tweak some dead zones here. I think that might help my confidence, at least. Maybe not. I don't know. My sensitivity, I think, is fine. Yeah, that was just showing off what he did there. Chipping in on the green. I believe the term for that is Bush League. I think that's what that term is. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go back into the Fly Digi app. Love, love, love. Okay. All right. I'll do one more. And depending on how we do, oh, I can't be mad at Tom. Tom's got a Steve Austin shirt on. Come on, let's go. It really has a predictable run out. Does it really? Rats. I'm gonna have to start using it then. Certainly more than the first season chip. Although second season chip, I got so used to season 1 chip being just running all the time, like running lights out just for days, and then they nerfed it so much, and I'm like, okay, I can probably get used to this, but okay, I might be ready. Closer to plane. Move my cursor out of the way here. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Mrs. D is going back out for another walk. Take my knife with you. We do not live in that kind of neighborhood that we have to worry about that. Praise the Lord. I see this match. I'll see this match and then I have to go to bed. Hey, Bob, thanks for hanging out, man. Sounds like I'm 4 hours ahead of you. Yeah, where are you at, Bob? 4 hours from Eastern. That'd be somewhere in Europe? Because Britain is 6. At least I thought Britain was 6. Maybe they're not. When I used to watch Doctor Who, it was always a trouble having to figure out when to tune into BBC to watch it, you know. I used to be a huge Doctor Who fan, by the way. For anybody who enjoys that. Aye, Scotland! Aye! I have to say, Bob, I hope I don't offend you if I ever get into a Scottish accent. So my heritage is Scottish, but I just learned that this last year. It's not like I have ginger hair, which I know not all Scots have ginger. But I thought we were 5 hours ahead. Yeah, I guess 4. What part of the country are you on though? Are you on? You must be on the West Coast then, right? All right, down this way. So my sister, we were always wondering as a family how, what we were, and we thought, like I said earlier, we thought we were Norwegian, so Viking, but because I'm hairy, that's basically, we want to understand why I'm so hairy. So we, my sister did a, one of those genetic things, the genetic thing being the test, Dino DNA. So it turns out I'm like 80% Scottish. And it's great. Now I'll have to inject an accent when I read your comments. I know, right? So here's the bad thing about me. I used to be an actor, so I feel like I'm down too. Maybe that's it. I used to be an actor, and in the theater mostly, but then did some short films in college, and then I got saved in college. So went a different direction, went more with my music, and got into the church world and ministry. But I used to be kind of renowned. I shouldn't say renowned. Whenever someone wanted, like, hey, how would you say this? I would always say it in an accent, and it was pretty accurate. Like, I enjoyed accent work. I really enjoyed trying to find, okay, how would someone say this, you know? But so it slips out occasionally. It slips out occasionally. So I will have to temper my, go get in the hole. I'll have to temper my, accents. Excellent. 80% Scottish is fine by me. Yeah. I'm glad to be someone. It's nice to know your heritage, I think. I don't know. You can be proud of your heritage no matter where you're from, you know. Yeah, so Southwest. Okay, yeah. If you heard my accent, you would understand a word of it. I'm trying to think of all the Scottish slang that I know. Family friendly, of course. Yeah. I love cultures that have such distinct cultural differences. Go on, let's hear your Scottish accent. Now I don't want to do it. Because not that I don't necessarily want to offend, you'll hear it. This next hole, I'll try and start adding it in. Because now, like when you're not when you're an American or an English descent. Or you're American. When you're American and you try and do an accent that's not your native, it's a lot like when, English try American accents, and it's so tough to try and get it as authentic as possible. It's a Bobrick Minlik Night, the Nicklick Mrs. Right. How's your daughter? How's your daughter? How? It's a Bobrick Minlik Night, the night Miss Right. How's your daughter? How's your daughter? I did find how's your daughter? I don't remember who it is. I think he has a radio show in Scotland, but he tried saying "purple burglar alarm" in his accent. Purple burglar alarm, and he couldn't say it. I saw that. I'm like, okay, if a Scot would stumble over his words like that, and because usually I think it's so smooth, you know. Yeah, I don't have anything in American English that would make me stumble over in my own accent like that. But I think most people just assume it's "ach" and "I", you know, and "we". It's a wee bit. Come on, let's go. Maybe the Scottish accent's kind of helped me. I'm sure you get a lot of it, you know. Translation: it's a nice bright moonlit. It's a nice bright moonlight night tonight. Mrs. Right, how's your daughter? But you see the phonetic spelling of it's a bright, nice bright moon late night. The night Mrs. Right, how's your daughter? I'm trying to like phonetically think of how you would see that and be like, oh yeah, this is how you say it, you know? I love language. Language is so fun. That's probably what appealed to me when I was acting. Yeah, the "ach" and "I" in the new is a wee bit stereotypical. Of course, then I watched, you mentioned Doctor Who earlier. Oh, come on, what is this? I rewatched David Tennant, his introduction as the Doctor, and I loved it. He was my Doctor. Tennant was my Doctor. I started watching in season 3 of the New Who, and then immediately I stepped in during the finale. Actually, my oldest sister and her husband got me into it. He had been since Tom Baker, you know, and so I got into it with Tennant and Martha. And I really loved John Sim as the Master, and it got me like, okay, I'll go back and watch everything from Eccleston, and then the first season with Rose and the Doctor. So, but then I became a Rose guy. Season 2 of the New Who, by far, to me, was so good. Yeah. Oh, show off. I've been watching since William Hartnell. I mean, it must be so weird for you then to see New Who, because you've seen, you know, the show progress from really cheap effects and really like bad looking, you know, monsters of the week, and to now where it's like all computerized and all, yeah, Tennant era is definitely my favorite New Who. I did like what Eccleston brought. I will say that. I just think he had, you know, him and Russell T Davies had it out, and so I would have liked to seen another season with Eccleston, but he's very polarizing. I know that. But the new stuff, I quit watching after I think Capaldi's first season was my last, I think. So I haven't watched any of the Josie Whittaker. Oh, wow. And I haven't watched any, thank the Lord, of Ncuti Gatwa. Maybe it's different over in the UK, but it did not come across like he knew what he was doing and like it was good writing. Like it seemed like it was appealing to one demographic, and you just lost. I mean, if you look at the ratings, the Ncuti Gatwa era is the worst seasons watching of all time, which is saying a lot. Like, yeah, it was black and white and the effects looked pretty good, but then good color. Then color came. Yeah, I understand. I have wanted to go back and watch the Pertwee era. There's something about Pertwee that just kind of that debonair, you know, that I think that would appeal to me watching that back, but okay, a little bit better on this round, eh? I will say it's back to Scottish culture, Bob. I do think one of the worst things living here in America is I can't get haggis because it's illegal here. I can technically make it, but I can't import the real stuff, which is sad. Capaldi's first season was poor. You think so? I don't know. I think he and Clara had a good enough connection, but some of the stories were not good. I would agree. Jodie Whittaker is better missed, and Gatwa's first season was just okay. His second season was absolutely awesome. Best since Matt Smith. Really? See, okay, so for us here in America, maybe it's because we're so used to our media companies shoving a certain message down our throats, and if you want to watch media with that message, awesome, do it. But don't make, here in America at least, it's almost like it's a I'm a worse human being because I don't want to watch certain stuff. Instead of saying, hey, we're going to appeal to a smaller demographic and we get it, it almost seems like the Gatwa era is, hey, like we're we have a message and we don't care who watches or doesn't watch our show. And it's like, I have a limited experience with Doctor Who. I'm not a Whovian. I would like to think myself as one, but I'm not. But hey, Teach coming in. Hey, Teach, how are you, man? The golf is better now, Teach. The last 2 rounds have been dreadful. Oh, that one's in the sand. Nope, left side. Yeah, it's a crime you can't get haggis. Literally. We do have, so my lovely wife, Mrs. D, is 100% Dutch. So we do have haggis-like, we do have a haggis-like dish that her heritage makes, but it's not. Oh, what happened there, Lux? Oh, dear heavens. Gary, do you know what, did you do something here? No? Yeah, I feel like the Ncuti Gatwa era is all the potential in the world. Russell T is back. It would have the writing style and the I think Russell T Davies is very at least in the first 3 seasons, Russell was I liked his writing. So I was really looking forward to him coming back. But once I read kind of what the deal was, and I'm just like, no thanks, you know? So I haven't watched since Capaldi, and I don't know. I gotten into other stuff, but I was watching those Tenet kind of highlights, and I'm like, oh man, you know? Let's see, super flop, and let's tuck it back. We can go this way with it. Yeah, close. Yeah, the most politically motivated era was the Pertwee era. Some of the scripts back then were very, very left wing. RTD was right back on form. See, I think he just ratcheted it up. Like, if you go back to so season 1 of New Who with Eccleston, Captain Jack was, I don't want to say palatable. He was debonair and rogue enough that his sexuality didn't matter. But there was enough representation to be like, okay, if you were looking for that character is yours. But it wasn't like pushed a lot. It was in the background. And maybe it's because I'm not looking for that in my media. I'm looking for really good storytelling that doesn't appeal to any political agenda, which is tough right now in America, especially. Both sides are making stuff for their their groups, you know. Also some huge character returns. I did, yeah, so I'm torn, right? I'm torn, Bob, because it's like I did see, oh, Torchwood was him, and when they started playing up him and Yanto, I was, even for an American sentiment, I was shocked, but I kind of, it definitely turned me off to the rest of the show. But even then, like, you kind of knew that was Jack's thing. And then it seemed like even when they went to like the, oh, hello. Oh, when they went to the, what's the Children of, that 5-part miniseries that they did to kind of branch season 2 to a new season in Torchwood. It seemed like it was just there, you know? anytime that you use it as a, not a crutch, but you use it as the main thread, you just automatically turn off a large percentage of your viewing audience. And when Russell and Shooty said, okay, then we don't want you to watch. And it's like, I want to root for you, but you're making it really hard. Children of Earth, that's what it was. You're making it really hard for me to like you right now. Like you said, I enjoy Russell's writing, at least the first 3 seasons. So yeah, I was torn. I really wanted to like and give it a chance, but then I just saw the reviews of people who did watch it, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm a biased American, you know, typical American. But, and for me, like, so for a person of faith like me, it's hard because I know there's so much to watch out there that benefits my soul, and then there's so much out there to just watch because of entertainment's sake. So I never want to be just entertained. I want to get something out of it that replenishes my soul. And I want to make content that replenishes, you know, the spiritual side of things. So it's hard. You're never going to, for me, I know, and I have to be aware that I'm never going to get that, you know, don't trust your views, like to judge for myself. I can understand that, Bob. There are people, because everything is so polarized here in America right now, there are people who I normally would not have listened to their opinions, but they have been so right on my perspective and my point of view. I've gotten to kind of trust as kind of a buffer before I jump into something and waste my time, or, you know, invest in something and then regret that I invested in it. There are some people, like, especially here on YouTube, that I've started to trust and be like, okay, if they think it's worth something, I'll check it out. Or yeah, it's tough. Like, I know that there's an appeal for someone who enjoys the storytelling and enjoys, and you're right. I think, yeah, Torchwood was just meant to shock. I'm also, you know, being an American and believing in it, for us, we have the freedom of speech built into our Constitution. That gives so much power to us as citizens to make what we want to make, and write what we want to write, and say what we want to say. However, here in America, the sentiment used to be, if you don't like it, don't watch it, or don't read it, or whatever. And now it has switched to, you are a worse human being if you don't like what I like, rather than just, hey, I'm not going to watch. Sorry. Like, you're not appealing to me, I'm not going to watch. It's, well, what's wrong with you? Because you should watch. And it's like, well, no, I'm just not going to watch. It doesn't appeal to me, you know? It's tough. But at the end of the day, I understand the appeal. And some people care so much about the character of the Doctor, or I mean, Downton really isn't racy, but, you know, some of the character changes that they did in Downton, of you know, the character development that they spun out in the later seasons of that, it's just going to turn off some people. And you have to be, as a writer and a creator, you have to be willing to go with that and say, okay, we know that this is going to make people mad, or change how people think of us, or whatever, and we're okay with that, you know? So it's tough. It's tough to see something that you like get political. But like you said, from what you said, Bob, though, too, if I were to go back to the Pertwee era, I would be like, oh. I mean, it doesn't even have to be political agenda. American films now are just poorly written, and American television is just poorly written, you know? Oh, get out of that thick stuff. That's tantamount to fascism as far as I'm concerned. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I agree. Absolutely. And should be able to watch what they like without judgment. I agree. On both sides of it too. You know? And I think that's, here in America, that's, you don't get both sides of it. It's fine to criticize one way and to have an opinion one way, but then when someone has a differing opinion, the other side, it's, oh no, you're wrong for having that opinion. So it should be equal for, hey, if you want to watch it, awesome. If you don't want to watch it, cool. You know? Oh boy. What? Am I like trying to conceal myself as a sniper? Like, oh man. Most Brits, most UK TV is written poorly. I'm trying to think, man. So I used to be pretty much an Anglophile. I used to watch a lot of British TV. I'm trying to think of some. Oh boy. You Americans only see the good stuff. Yeah, the stuff that makes it across the pond is probably the good stuff. The Downtons and you know, we don't have Strictly Come Dancing, or we don't have one I really liked was it was actually had Tennant. It had Tennant and it had he was a detective, and it was really bleak and really you're not playing COD, man. I'm ducking for cover, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm only down one and I have to win this hole. I just thought it might help, you know? But yeah, Tenet was in a pretty dark series. And who was the female lead? Liz, rats. I don't remember. There was a boy who got kidnapped. And Tenet was trying to figure it out. But then the female detective, was leery about him, but then like joined his side and figured out a little piece of the puzzle. Broadchurch, that's what it was. That came across, and that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I hate that dancing show. Yeah, we tend to steal a lot from the Brits, and I mean, American Idol was Pop Idol. America's Got Talent was Britain's Got Talent. Leaked it left. Stay right there though. Yeah, we tend to steal. Great British Bake Off was really the only thing that I remember in recent history that I'm like, I'm binging this, man. Even though it doesn't really appeal to me as like a creative, it's just fun to watch, you know. Because I'm a cook at heart, you know. Mrs. D we would binge that show. Great British Bake Off was really good. Good putt. That was well written. Chris Chibnall, who's a doctor. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, very bleak, if I remember correctly. But the good kind of bleak, like, at least from what I remember. Yeah, but Tenet could be a little bit more emotive, and I think it was like the first big series that he had. He did the run as Hamlet on stage, I think, after his run as the Doctor was done. But Broadchurch was the first like series he was in after the run, and I think it really showed. It really showed of he was able to take a little bit more risk. And I watched Bake Off with my mom, one of our favorites. Oh man, it's good to have memories like that though, right? You know, just watching some telly, you know, some of the best times are just sitting there and critiquing the contestants, and you know, his Hamlet was superb. I was really close to wanting to go, and it would have been a Herculean task for me, but I was such a fan of his at the time that I was like, I'm going. Did they do a DVD release of that? Was that his or was it someone else's? I can't remember who else it was that I saw. I'm like, oh, he'd make a really good Hamlet. All right, closest to the pin. That's all that matters. Run it up there, son. Let's see what other British TV that I've really gotten into. I watched QI for the longest time because I was a Stephen Fry guy for a while. I just liked his tone of voice, and Alan Davies was hilarious. So I watched QI a lot. Mock the Week, talk about Irreverent. I saw it on TV, BBC broadcast a recording of it. I wonder if that's still floating around then. I can't remember if it was Tenet or if it was someone else that I saw that they made a release of it. QI is brilliant. I'm not a Sandy fan. I appreciated her as a contestant on QI, a commentator on QI. But when she took over for Fry, I'm like, oh, like she's fun, you know, but I was definitely a Steven guy. I might be able to get away with this here. Fly on down there, my son. It's very likely on YouTube somewhere. I used to love the stuff before YouTube got bought out by Google. There was stuff from everywhere, man. There was a lot of cool stuff on YouTube that you never would see anywhere else, you know? And of course they were, you know, largely bootlegs or illegally up there copyright wise, but I preferred Fry. Yeah, I was always a fan of Fry Laurie. Oh man, I was just watching, Bob, you're hitting all the nostalgia for me. I was watching the Fry and Laurie bit where he's the Fry's the bartender. Talk about irreverent, I know. Fry was the bartender and Hughes saddling up talking about his wife. And there's all the double entendres. That's a good one. Or the police station where it's Derek and he drops the lighter. What do you mean your name is Derek? You know? Those were good ones. Yeah. I think what a night, man. It's been Bob, I know you're going because it's bedtime for you, man. Thanks everybody for joining us. We were able to eke out their win there. I need to go back to the range here and figure out what I'm doing wrong. But thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on Mrs. D and I are moving this next week, so we have a stream on Saturday, and then we're gonna stick to for sure almost every Saturday, and then we're gonna cut down until we move officially, so it'll only be 2 times a week. But yeah, the discussion overtook the golf there. It was a good discussion though. I liked it, man. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy the good night, mate. Yeah, good night, Bob. Have a good one, man. Great to talk with you. And for the rest of you, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm gonna be working on the new video, and that should be coming out next week. I've got the thumbnail done, I've got the title and the description done. So all the hard stuff is done and the filming's done. I just got to edit it. So watch that for that coming out. And based on tonight, I think I need to amend some of the things that I say in it. Oh man. So thank you from all of us from here in the great state of Michigan, in the great country of the United States of America. God bless, guys. Have a good night. I'll be praying for you. And thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a fun journey.